Rob in Livingston. What's up, Rob?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. What's happening?
I got a two-part question for you. First of all, what was the Buffalo coach thinking? You're in the playoffs at 5-4. I understand that Tyrod Taylor is not a great quarterback, and if you're replacing him with a first-round pick like a Goff or a Wentz, when Eli replaced Warner, I could maybe understand it. But with a fifth-round pick, if this didn't come down from top management, how did this guy survive? What would do that?
You know what? He thought he saw something. He obviously...
You got to be kidding.
Well, listen, not like he replaced John Elway.
No, I understand that, but Taylor wasn't a turnover machine.
No, he wasn't. Listen, he wasn't. He was looking to get better play, and he obviously misread something, and that's part of being a rookie coach. He thought his kid was ready.
Right.
He obviously saw things in practice from the kid he liked.
I guess.
Because Taylor is not your normal quarterback. So this guy was more of a conventional pocket thrower. He saw some things from the kid he liked, but what he didn't realize was that the kid was going to go in the game and freeze. And the kid went in the game. He was clearly not ready to play, and he just completely he lost it. He lost it as badly as you can possibly lose it.
Right. Now my follow-up to that is, I'm not a Kaepernick fan. I'm not for the kneeling. I don't support him.
Right.
But when you're a team like Buffalo, that is, obviously the guy has lost a quarterback, or you're a team like Green Bay, and you have playoff aspirations. You're good. How do you not give this guy a shot? I know there'd be backlash, but how do you not even give him a shot? And believe me, I'm not a fan of him.
I don't think you can tell me that one of these teams has to sign Kaepernick. I totally disagree. I disagree with LeBron. LeBron's going to tell us now all he knows about football. And
but don't you think he's better than what they have?
Listen, he's not blackballed. What he is he
I'm
is.
Not saying that.
Here's what he is. He is too hot to handle. So unless you are going to bring in someone who is a no-brainer, who is going to elevate your position, he's not worth the trouble. There's a difference between being blackballed and being too hot to handle. He's just not worth the trouble is how they look at him. It's not
right.
like...
Well, it must be that because if you look at him, he can't be worse.
He's not worse, but he's not automatically better. And let's be honest, since he left the cocoon of Harbaugh and that tremendous team that Harbaugh had built out there, that had been built around the quarterback. They had great line play. They could run the ball. They had a great defense. And he was able to play in that. Since then, if you look what he did after Harbaugh left, he never won any games. I mean, he absolutely never won any games. With Harbaugh, he won games. After Harbaugh, he didn't win any games. And he's not your typical, he's not a prototypical quarterback. He's much more of a runner than that. He does have a strong arm, but he's also very much a running quarterback. And he had his moments. Really had his moments. Had some wild games. He's got some ability, but he also is, going to cause a lot of issues wherever he goes. So he's a little hot to handle. Justin in Dobbs Ferry. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Mike. What's going on? With the Giants yesterday, I want to give applause to the offensive line keeping Justin Houston, name out of the announcer's mouth. But that offense is just, if the Chiefs didn't give a D effort yesterday, or F effort, that offense is just horrendous by the Giants. They do these plays, every play's underneath. Could they throw the ball?
Well, yesterday you were playing in a tremendous amount of wind, so you had to take that into account.
Balls in the field, they were perfect. He can't throw those screens. He's better throwing down the field 30 yards than throwing a 1 yard.
They also had listen. He threw one bad screen. The other ones there were about 4 or 5 drops. He threw one screen. He had the guy sprung for a touchdown, and he missed through him. He threw the ball at his feet. Otherwise, he threw everything else fine. He had the drops there. But remember, they're playing yesterday with a tight end that they're going to double, and then they have backup wide receivers across the board. They didn't have Shepard yesterday. They had no wide receivers. You go into any team in this league, take their 3 starting wide receivers out, they're going to have trouble moving the ball. I mean, you don't have 5 and 6 guys that can get separation. Butch in Bayside, what's up, Butch?
Yes, Mike.
Yes.
Thanks for making my rides home at night when I was working a lot easier.
Oh, good, thank you.
Listening to you.
Thanks.
And with the Giants, this offensive line, I think they've found the right combination. Now, when Pugh gets back, move Fluker over to the right side, I like what I see about this kid Wheeler who didn't get drafted. He had something with his girlfriend knocking on her garage door, but he didn't get arrested. And I like what I see out of Dakwa and Gilman.
Well, they're running the ball a little better. They've been running it better since Fluka went to play guard. It improved their running game, no question. It improved the running game of the offensive line. They still got to do a better job pass blocking. They went to Wheeler yesterday instead of Hart at right tackle because Pugh was out. Now, if you can leave Wheeler at right tackle, you can bring Pugh back and put him at left guard. If you can do that, now you got a better line. Greg and Freehold, what's up, Greg?
Hey, Mike, I didn't get to call you last week, and I just thought the judge got ripped off for MVP. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I don't agree. I think he could have given it to either one of them very fairly. I didn't think it was. I thought they were very even. I thought they both had wonderful years. Altuve had a terrific season. I cannot knock Altuve's season. So to me, you could have given it to either one of them. It would have been fine. I wouldn't have complained about either one of them getting it. Really wouldn't have.
But the big factor, I mean, wasn't it just his average?
No, I just think that overall, I think what hurt him a little bit was the fact that some people didn't like the feast of famine part of it, where he had a big gap in the season. The other part of it is he's a rookie, and they knew he was going to win Rookie of the Year, and they didn't feel like he had to win the MVP this year. So I'm sure that the biggest thing that probably hurt him was the gap in the season. He had about 6-7 weeks there where he didn't do anything, and I think that the inconsistency of that part probably bothered him. Vincent Wilton, what's up, Vince?
Hey, Mike. Going down memory lane, I got two questions I'd like to ask you. Do you think your most contentious series of interviews was with Bruce Coslett?
I can't really say, Vince, off the top of my head, if those were the most. I mean,
how about Harrelson?
Harrelson's were bad. He wanted no part of them. I mean, you know,
he stop
Bruce. Harrelson quit. I mean, he stopped doing them. He quit. He quit. Coslett was okay. He just used to get. He really got annoyed after the fact. He didn't usually get that annoyed on the show. He got annoyed after the show a lot. He really did. But it was because they weren't doing well. That was really the reason why. I mean, that was it. Coslett were contentious, no question. Harrelson were really contentious, but he didn't want any part of them. He didn't want to do them. He just wouldn't do them. He didn't last very long. He just quit doing them. Torborg's were contentious. Those got very contentious because the team was just so bad. I think that's what made him contentious more than anything else. I think his were contentious. The most contentious set of. Well, I'd have to think of those. What was the most contentious set of interviews? What guy over a long period of time? That's a good question. I have to think about that. Most contentious. I mean, probably a lot of them I could put into that category. Steven Secaucus, what's up, Steve?
Hey, Mike, thanks for taking the call.
Yeah.
God knows how much I'm going to miss you, but that's another call from now. The reason for this call is that it seems that Mike McCarthy is catching a ding-dong on the team being not prepared. I don't know. I would like to know what your feeling is about that. And
well, how would you possibly prepare if you had Picasso? You got another painter behind him. I mean, you know who? How are you?
Exactly.
How are you
if
supposed
Drew Brees
to?
Went down. Who's backing him up?
How are you? First of all, and this is not a knock on Drew Brees. Nobody plays the position the way Aaron Rodgers plays it. He plays it with such a tremendous flair and with such a great instinct. And so much of what he does is just his natural ability. You can't teach it. So to actually put someone in there and try and run his offense, you really can't do it. It's almost, the fall off is so great because he is so wondrously talented that I just think that, you know, it's also like in Indianapolis. Oh, well, you know, the quarterbacks can't play anymore. You know, Hilton knocking the quarterbacks, they can't get in the ball. They're not luck. How are they going to get in the ball? I mean, you can't ask these guys to be luck. They're not going to be luck. Then these guys aren't going to be Rodgers. I mean, it's not, can't replace guys like that. You can't ask these guys. I mean, T.Y. Hilton says, you know, I might as well not even be here. Well, you know, listen, what do you expect? You expect the guy to get the ball. And they're actually, I mean, you know, they've gotten to him at least a couple of times. In Green Bay, the kid can't get the ball out there at all. So, I mean, to me, I don't know what you would expect to do. If you guys didn't expect to fall off when Aaron Rodgers went down, I mean, it was over when Aaron Rodgers went down. You can't replace that kind of player. Nobody plays quarterback like he does. There's not anybody in the league that does some of the things that he does. You cannot duplicate what he does. That's how good it is. 3 o'clock.